Good morning. This is the July 19th meeting of the Dudley Personnel Board. I'm Mary Beth Marziotti, Chair.
Rose Smolka.
Lorna Wade.
Joan Godecki, clerk.
It is 9:02. Open this meeting. First on the agenda is the minutes from June 21st.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented.
And I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good morning. We've just introduced ourselves. I don't know if you want to do on camera.
I'm sorry?
We've just gone around the table and introduced.
Greg Valiakonis, Dudley Town Administrator.
We have on the agenda next, Town Accountant Deborah Thibodeau. Can you come and talk to us about the sick leave buyback article?
Okay, last time we discussed the sick time buyback, we were trying to make it more fair and equitable for all employees. So I did a little analysis of some of the towns in the area and the ones that answered me. And you can see that if you do look at that summary, they jump all over the place. Some don't have a sick time buyback, some have 20%, some have a dollar amount, some have 50%, some have 65%. So, I mean, they jump all over the place. But for Dudley, to make it more equitable, we gave 3 possible policy changes. And this is all worst-case scenario if everybody retired at once anyway, the costs that are there, which is highly unlikely. So I didn't know if there are any questions about each one, or if you had a chance to look at it and you didn't have a chance to look at it.
It was just given to us as we walked in the door.
But Greg and myself went over it, and so those were the best 3 scenarios that we could see in the policy changes. I mean, we'd like number 1, because that makes it most equitable. But also number 2 and number 3, it wouldn't cost as much for those 2 alternatives. But I think Greg might want to elaborate a little more, but we do think that something should be done just to make it more equitable.
Mm-hmm. Well, go ahead.
Has this been presented to the Board of Finance?
No.
No, it has not. So it would go to us and then you would present it, or it'd go to the town meeting?
It would
Because I'm not certain of that.
It would go to town meeting. We're just looking for your support.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to know which one you think would be best.
Sure. Town meeting is
October
4th, I think.
24th.
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so, well, I do understand, I didn't when you first presented this, I do understand now that it is more of a job benefit to work at in a municipality like this, because the pay rate is lower than some might get out at another job in the corporate world. So it is considered a benefit. I would like myself time to really pour over it and understand it. There was a couple other questions, though, that we asked about what other towns do and what it would cost. Was that?
I had that attached. It was a survey. I sent an email to all the towns, and these are the ones that answered me. There was probably about 10.
10 towns?
Mhm.
Okay.
And that's all in your pack. It should be in your packet.
Okay. I would just like a little bit of time to
Sure.
go over it and to really review it.
Yeah.
Anyone have any thoughts?
Can I ask just one question, Debbie? Is this the same for everybody regardless of how many years of service they've got? Or does it,
You have to be here a certain amount of time in order to get it.
in order to
Start your sick time. I believe you have to be here 60 days to start accumulating your sick time, right? Is that Greg? Do you remember?
I don't.
remember.
No, I don't. I don't want to just talk without having knowledge of it.
Yeah, well, I
But the
believe that's what
calculation
it
is the same if you qualify either for 5 years or 10 years, correct?
I believe it is.
And so at present time, unionized employees of the town get what you are asking for. Is that correct?
Well, they actually get, it depends. If you looked at my survey, fire gets 50% upon retirement, police get 50% upon retirement, highway, sewer, and water contract says they get 20% upon retirement, But if they're out sick, they also get $200 a week from their insurance, from a special insurance that they have, so.
All right.
I don't understand the different
I know they're all a little-
categories for everybody. If you're an employee of the town, you should be treated equally, not so much for this one and so much for this one, just because you belong to a union, non-union.
But the union's contracts are negotiable, so they negotiate those things, and there's nothing that we, as regular employees, can do about the contracts.
So historically, so the history of this was that to save money in the budget, this was a benefit that was reduced for non-unionized people.
I believe that was the thinking. I'm not sure why they reduced it, but it was reduced.
I remember because they had a big bill
So
when
this is a
a
matter of
former employee
equity.
retired.
It happened in 2005, and at that point in time, I believe,
And the
we had a
town
lot
didn't-
of budget cuts, and, yeah, I
the
think
town
we even
didn't
went
have
to
any
4
money.
days. Yeah.
That could happen again down the road.
Well, I'm just, the point I'm making is that that was an area that could be cut because it was a non-unionized negotiated contract. So that was an area that could be cut without a whole lot of difficulty, more difficult with unionized people. So this is a matter of equity.
Yes. Getting it back to where it was originally.
Excuse me, Mary Beth, it was voted at town meeting.
To cut the second,
Yes.
but yes. So it is a matter of equity at this point.
And it's different policy right now. It's a different policy if you are a salaried employee versus an hourly employee?
No,
Or
those
would
are
it be the same?
it's the same.
Okay. Okay, well, I would like for all of us to really be able to absorb what the three possibilities are and, come to a vote at the next meeting.
Madam Chairman, I can just say that my experience in my career is that typically there is buyback for employees. I think that what we offer our unions is generous, the 150 days or the 1,200 or 1,250 hours at 50%. I'd like to see us in the future try to come off of that, so I would suggest that Debbie's option number 2, to me, makes the most sense.
Which option? I didn't hear number
Option 2.
2, okay.
Okay?
When is your next meeting? When is the next meeting? Your
Next meeting is the third Tuesday
Of
in
August,
August.
which would be,
August 16th?
yeah.
Won't be here, I'll be on vacation. You'll probably be here, right?
I'll be here. Yeah, I definitely will be here.
Okay.
I mean, the key point here is retirement. So when employees leave to move on to other positions, other communities, they have to be retiring. So the standard is pretty high. It can't be just someone leaving the job because they want to move on to other employment. They actually have to be retired.
Okay. Any more questions? No.
Thank you.
So do we want to make a motion to table it for a vote at the next meeting?
I will make that motion again to table this discussion concerning sick leave buyback for our August 16th meeting.
We'll second that.
All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I said,
I didn't
I must have said it very softly.
I didn't
I'm
hear
sorry.
you.
Aye.
Okay. All right, very good.
Thank you.
Thanks for putting all that together, Deb. All right, next on the agenda, we do not have any correspondence. Old business, the town planner position. We did interviews, we did the initial interviews, it was myself, Mr. Valiakonis, and Mr. Wagner from the
Excuse me.
planning board. We interviewed 5 or 6 people, we narrowed it down to 4. One of those persons has removed himself from consideration. He's accepted another job. And 3 out of the 4 planning board members have given their recommendation to the people working in the office now for the town planner. An official decision hasn't been made. They're waiting for one more person to reply, but, and the person hasn't been notified yet, so, but it looks like it looks like they're leaning in a particular direction, but it hasn't been offered and accepted yet. Do you have any other comment on that?
Is the town planner position a part-time position at this time?
It is, and all of the candidates that were interviewed seem to fit neatly into the fact that they all wanted to have part-time work. A number of them had significant experience, were very well educated, had spent their entire careers working as town planners, and they were looking for part-time employment, not full-time employment. So I think we're pretty fortunate to end up with the pool of candidates that Mary Beth and I interviewed.
Choice. We had a good choice. So maybe by the next, I'm sure by the next meeting, we will
Have a
know
name.
who that would be. I don't have any other business on the agenda. Does anyone have anything? No? Okay.
No, I don't have anything.
All right. So it is 9:14. We have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.